Good evening, everyone. This is Robert. RJL Network presents another exciting edition of Inside Pitch. The 1988 season is on the air. Today's date is August 28th, 1988. We are at my Cathedral of Baseball, Shea Stadium, as the San Francisco Giants take on the New York Mets. The Giants come into this game a record of 72-57. At this moment, the Giants and the Astros are tied for first in the NL West. The Mets come into this game at 69-59. They are a half game behind the Cardinals for third. The Cardinals have 70 wins. The Mets have 69. So the Mets are 10 games above 500, but they are fighting for their playoff lives. The Mets, of course, in 88 were one of the better teams that season, but they're struggling due to the 10-minute ticker. This is a big game tonight. Brian B., John Haverly, Brian Patterson, Doug Hunt, and Texag75 join us here at Shea Stadium. The Giants historically won this game 7-4. The Giants had 11 hits and an error. The Mets had 12 hits and an error. So we will see what will happen tonight in tonight's game. Of course, it is my Mets, and we gotta get a win tonight here and hope we get a little help from the ticker. Right now, both teams in the National League who won the divisions last in 88, the Mets and the Mets and the Dodgers. The Mets are at least above 500. The Dodgers are not. So they got a lot more work to do. The Mets just got to continue to win ball games, and they hopefully can still get in, as we've only got 1 month left in the regular season. So what will happen tonight here at Shea Stadium? We are about to find out, so let's get to it. Starting pitcher for the New York Mets, the doctor is in. Dr. K. Dwight Gooden had a very good year in 88 still. 18 wins, 9 losses, a 3.19 ERA. Gooden gets the call tonight, the first time we get Gooden on the mound here for the Mets. So we'll see if the doctor is in or he'll be making house calls. We will find out tonight. Sean 1113 joins us here as well at Shea Stadium. So let's get this game underway. Let's go to the top of the first, starting a little later than I usually do, but we are ready to go. Leading off for the Giants will be center fielder Brett Butler. Heck of a leadoff batter. 287 average, 6 homers, 43 RBIs. Butler always felt was one of the better leadoff hitters in history. We are using blue, white, and orange dice. Mets are the home team. The fans here at Shea Stadium know they got to get a win, as the Cardinals are a half game ahead of them for third. The National League East still very much up for grabs. Let us see what happens tonight. Gooden 1-1, that is a blank. Butler 3-1, that's a ground out to second base. That will be taken care of by Tuffle. And that is out number 1. Next up will be Chris Spire. He is at second base tonight. 216 average, 3 homers, 18 RBIs. The doctor will pitch. 3-3, that's a blank. He's not tired. Spire 6-2, that's a fly out to right field. And the straw will make the catch for out number 2. Now we'll see first baseman Will the Thrill Clark. Hall the very good, and I sometimes wonder if he should be in the Hall of Fame. 282 average, 29 homers, 109 RBIs. The doctor will go ahead and make the pitch. The doctor, 6-6-3. Pitcher result, that 20 is high. Clark, 6-1, and that's a ground out to shortstop, taken care of there by Johnson. And he's going to throw to first. And that's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for the doctor. We will go to the bottom of the first as Bob's Tabletop Sports joins us here at Shea Stadium. Starting pitcher for the San Francisco Giants tonight, Mike Krukow. 7 wins, 4 losses, a 3.54 ERA. We've seen Krukow a lot this year for the Giants in 88, and he got the call tonight. So let's see what the Mets can do in a pretty big important game here tonight at Shea Stadium. Leading off for the Mets, center fielder Mookie Wilson, 296 average, 8 homers, 41 RBIs. Milky Wilson is known for having the greatest at-bat in World Series history. Krukow with the pitch. 4-1, strikeout 5, and he will get Wilson. Shea Stadium adds 2 to strikeouts and subtracts 2 to walks. And that'll be the first strikeout for Krukow. He had 75 of them in 88. Next batter will be the third baseman, Greg Jeffries. The first time we get to see him. 321 average, 6 homers, 17 RBIs in 88. A lot of people thought that Greg Jeffries was going to be the next big thing. He never really fit into the Mets clubhouse. A lot of the Mets players really didn't like him, and that's why he was shipped off later to places like Philadelphia. But he only played in 29 games for the Mets in 88, but he is at third base tonight. A lot of people thought Greg Jeffries, and he actually still turned out to be a solid player, but not the star that a lot of people expected him to be. Krukow, 2-1 against the switch left. That's a blank. Jeffries, 6-4, and that's a fly out to left field. And ex-Met Kevin Mitchell will make the play, 2 down. 2 outs. And that will be the first baseman, Keith Hernandez, who should be in the Hall of Fame. 276 average, 11 homers, 55 RBIs. He will go up against Krukow. Pitch from Krukow, 6-2, that's a blank. Hernandez, 2-6, and that's a fly ball hit to right field. And Mike Aldretti will get it. And that's a 1-2-3 inning, no score after 1. As Section 518 gets settled in, grabs his Corona and his peanuts and begins to enjoy his roasted peanuts and begins to enjoy the ball game. We go to the top of the second. Leading off for the Giants will be Kevin Mitchell. He is in left field for this game. 251 average, 19 homers, 80 RBIs in 88. Nothing really wrong with those stats as Mitchell returns to Shea Stadium. The Doctor, 4-4, strikeout 7. He got him, struck him out. Strikeout number 1 for the Doctor. He had 175 of them in 88. Of course, everybody knows that Dwight Gooden's best year was 1985 when he won the Cy Young. Next up will be the right fielder, Mike Aldretti. 267 average, 3 homers, 50 RBIs. The Doctor will pitch. 1-1, that is a blank. Aldretti, 1-4, that's popped up. That's a pop out to second, and Tim Tuffle will range under it and grab it, 2 down. And now the next batter will be Ernie Riles. He is at third base today, 277 average, 4 homers, 37 RBIs. The Doctor will pitch. Gooden, 2-1, strikeout 18, that is high. Riles, 4-6, and it's a fly ball hit to center field. And Mookie will get it and retire the side. No score, nothing across. We'll go to the bottom of inning number 2. Very important game here for the Mets against the Giants. Half game back of the Cardinals for third. With pretty much one month of baseball left to play. Right fielder Darryl Strawberry is the leadoff batter. 269 average, 39 bombs, 101 RBIs. The straw man goes ahead and gets up there. Krukow with the pitch. 6-4, that is a blank. Strawberry, 1-5, and that's a ground out to first base. Clark will take it himself, and that's out number 1. And now the batter will be left fielder Kevin McReynolds. He had a very good year in 88, although he had issues with the Mets clubhouse when he got over there. 288 average, 27 homers, 99 RBIs. Krukow will go ahead and pitch. Krukow, 1-6, strikeout. The 13 is high. McReynolds, 5-5. That's a ground out to short. And Jose Uribe tosses it to first, 2 down. And now the batter is Hojo Howard Johnson. He is at shortstop for this game. 230 average, 24 homers, 68 RBIs. Krukow will go ahead and pitch. 1-1, possible error. Johnson, 2-6. That's a base hit to left field. That'll be a single to left. Mitchell has an error rating of 17. That's a 12, and he's not going to make a good play out there, and that ball's going to get behind Mitchell. Johnson, a base runner 4. Mitchell, a zero arm on a single to left. Johnson automatically gets second. On a 1-4, he'll take third, and he will, as he misplays the ball, and that will be a single and an error on Kevin Mitchell. So that is a single and an E7. First error on the Giants. They did have an error in the game. And that will go ahead and keep it alive there for the Mets. Jeremy Brooks joins us here at Shea Stadium. And now the next batter will be second baseman Tim Teufel. 234 average, 4 homers, 31 RBIs. Can he bring in Hojo? Strategy roll. And that is a 4. Hojo will stay where he is. Krukow will make the pitch. Krukow, 6-6. That's at the park. Shea Stadium, 5-6. And it's a fly ball to center field. Getting under it will be Butler. He will range and make the play. No runs, a hit, and an error. No score after 2. Why is Teufel playing against a right-handed pitcher? I think Backman may have been hurt because Wally Backman is not on the roster for this game. He was not available. So that's why I'm thinking he was hurt. One of the reasons why I think Greg Jeffries was in the lineup too. We go to the top of the third. Leading off for the Giants will be the catcher, Bob Brenly. A 189 average, 5 homers, 22 RBIs. Gooden will make the pitch. Gooden, 4-2, strikeout. That's right between a 3 and a 17. That is right on it. I can't call it. I'm going to re-roll it. And that is a 9, and that will be a strikeout. He'll get it. He will go ahead and get Brenly. Struck them out. Strikeout number 2 for Gooden, 1 down. Now we'll see the shortstop, Jose Uribe, 252 average, 3 homers, 35 RBIs in 88. The doctor will pitch. 2-5, error on a throw. Uribe, 1-4. That's a ground ball hit to first base, and that's hit to Hernandez. His error rating is a 1. That's an 11. He won't make an error. He'll toss it over to Gooden, who will make the play, and that's out number 2. 2 outs. And now we'll see the pitcher, Mike Krukow, 073 average, but he did have a home run and 2 RBI, so the doctor has to be careful with him. Gooden will go ahead and pitch. 4-6, walk. 6? No, that's going to be too high. He is a 6, but -2 makes him a 4. He does not walk the pitcher. Krukow, 1-6, and it's a ground ball hit to second base. And Tim Teufel will get it and toss it over and retire the side. Nothing across. We go to the bottom of the third. Krukow gets back on the mound. Leading off for the Mets will be the catcher, Mackie Sasser, 285 average, a homer, 17 RBIs. Carter is in the dugout, but Sasser got the call for this one. Krukow with the pitch. 6-2, blank. Sasser. 6-2. That's popped out to third base. And it will be in the infield, as a matter of fact, but Riles will make the catch. 1 out. And here comes the pitcher, Dr. K, Dwight Gooden. He batted 178 average, and he also had a home run that year in 88. And he had 9 RBIs. Gooden had display a little pitching power. Gooden actually liked to hit. Krukow with the pitch. 3-1, strikeout, and he will get Gooden on a K. And that will be strikeout number 2 for Krukow. 2 men away, and here comes Mookie. He's 0 for 1. Krukow sets up and deals. Krukow, 2-3. Walk plus that 20 is not going to walk Wilson. That is too high. Wilson swings 3-5, and that's a ground ball hit to short. And Uribe, he'll take his time, toss it over, and retire the side. Another 1-2-3 inning. And so far, both these pitchers are pitching like they should. In a game like this, no score after 3. Why is it every time my Mets are on the board, it's always a close game? It's rare that I can just sit back and roll my Mets to a win. I think Inside Pitch hates me. Top of the 4th. Leading off for the Giants will be Brett Butler. He is 0 for 1. The doctor will pitch. The doctor, 6-2. Home run chance. Lefty, 1-7. The 4 is good. Against the righty, Butler needs a 7. Oh, he doesn't get it. That's a 15. Butler, 3-4. But instead, he will get a single into right field, and that will be a base hit. So Butler does not get the home run, but he does get a single. First hit of the game for the G-Men. And here comes Spire. Spire 0 for 1. Infield is that double play. Butler 43 stolen bases. And that is a 12. He will stay put. Gooden not very good against stolen bases. It gets a +5. So actually a hidden run actually would come about, but I'm not. But Spire will. Well, I would say that was a 12, right? 6 + 5 is 11. And let's see, Spire is a 12 + 2 is a 14. Yeah, he does get the hidden run. I'll let him swing. It's no score. Gooden with the pitch. Gooden 5-4. That's a blank. Spire 2-3. That's a ground out to third base. Let's see if they turn it. 3-3-4. Second base pivot tuffle 0. 1-4 double play. They don't get it. They get Butler on at second base, but Spire will make first on the fielder's choice, as they do not turn the double play, and that is always not very good sometimes when you don't get both the batters off. Here's Clark. Clark is 0 for 1. Yeah, that was almost a 7. I know. I was watching it. Clark 0 for 1. Strategy roll. That's a 17, and nothing will happen. The doctor will pitch to Clark. Gooden, 4-6, walk, 20. That is high. Clark, a 1-1. That's a line out right to short. That's out number 2. And on a 1, Spire is talked out at first base. He is not. He gets back 2 outs. So a line drive it right to Johnson at short. But Spire does get back, and Johnson does not throw. There are now 2 away. Batter now is Mitchell. Mitchell is 0 for 1. Frank Rosenk joins us here at Shea Stadium. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 14. Spire stays where he is. Doctor will go ahead and make the pitch. Gooden, 1-3. Strikeout 15. That is high. Mitchell, 1-2. And against the righty, that's a base hit right past second base. Spire, a base runner 3, that will be with 2 outs. That will be fast enough. He will get to third. So Mitchell goes ahead and gets a single. And now runners at the corners for Aldretti. And he's 0 for 1. So once again here, the Giants not going easy. And strategy roll coming up. And that is an 11, nothing happening. The doctor will go ahead and pitch to Aldretti. Gooden, 6-1, range play. Aldretti, 4-5. That is a base hit past short, but it's a range play for Hojo. His range is a 2. He won't get it. That'll be a base hit, and the Giants will take the lead. Spire will score. Mitchell will hold at second base. He needs to be a 5 in order to get to third, and the Giants are ahead 1-0. As he hits it past Hojo. And the Giants lead. Next batter will be Riles. Riles is 0 for 1. Strategy roll coming up. Nothing on the 6. Mitchell stays put. 1-0 now in favor of the G-men. Gooden will make the pitch. Gooden, 2-2, strikeout 4. Yep, swing and a miss, struck him out, and that will retire the side. Strikeout number 3 for Gooden. 1 run on 3 hits. And we go to the bottom of the 4th as the G-men are first to get on the scoreboard here, 1-0. Leading off for the Mets will be Greg Jeffries. He's 0 for 1. I was one of those people that thought that Jeffries was really going to be something special. And in his career, he was still solid. I think he batted over 270 in his career. Didn't have a long career, though, but he was still a pretty solid player. But I heard that every team had issues getting along with him. Krukow with the pitch. Krukow, 5-2. That's a blank. Jeffries, 1-3. That's a base hit right past first. And Jeffries is first to get a hit here for the Mets in this inning. Leadoff hit for Jeffries. And that will bring up Hernandez, who should be in the Hall of Fame. He's 0 for 1. Infield double play. Jeffries at 5 stolen bases. And that is a 2. And he gets the steal sign. 17 plus 2 is 19. Brindley a +1. Jeffries on his way to second. The only way he's out is on a 20. And he gets in there with a 9. Not much of a throw. He is safe by at least maybe a few feet. And that's a stolen base for Jeffries. So now a tying run in scoring position. Re-roll the strat, and this time he will stay put. Krukow will go ahead and pitch. Infield now moves back. Krukow, 5-6. Hit by pitch. The 16. Nope, that's high. Hernandez, 4-4. And against the righty, base hit right past shortstop. And that will be a single. Coming around from second base, Jeffrey will come around. He will score. We got a tie game. So Hernandez goes ahead and gets that one. And the stolen base does go to the Mets' advantage. And we're tied at 1. And here comes the straw. He's 0 for 1 here. Infield back a double play. Now a 1-1 game. Hernandez had 2 stolen bases. He's not going anywhere in the 17. Probably failed hit and runs. Krukow will go ahead and make the pitch. Krukow, 4-3, strikeout. 18, that is going to be high. Strawberry will swing. 4-3, and oh boy, no problem there. 4-3, kaboom! That ball is high. That ball is going deep to center field, and that is not coming back. 4-3 is an AJ. That is a 2-run bomb by Darryl Strawberry. Mets take the lead. Stadium and Section 518 cheer. Yay! A 2-run bomb by Strawberry. Krukow made a good pitch to Strawberry, golfed at it, and he sent that one to Mars. It's now 3-1. That is just all power by the straw. 3-1 Mets. As they now take the lead, here is K-Mac. And K-Mac is 0 for 1. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th. Now a 3-1 Mets lead. Krukow with the pitch. Krukow, 1-6, strikeout. And he will get McReynolds on that one. And that's strikeout number 3 for Krukow, 1 down. Here comes Hojo. Hojo is 1 for 1, single, and got an extra base on an error. 3-1 Mets now as Strawberry went deep. Krukow, 4-1, strikeout 3. He gets Hojo. And that'll be strikeout number 4 for Krukow as Mike Eisenberg joins us here at Shea Stadium. And now the batter is Tuffle. Tuffle is 0 for 1. Krukow will go ahead and make the pitch to Ruffle Tuffle. Krukow, 2-6, range play. Tuffle, 2-1. That's a ground ball hit to third. It's hit to Riles. Riles is good. His range is a 4. That is a 6. It'll get by him. And that's going to be a double for Tuffle. So a double Tuffle. And he'll go ahead and get to second base to keep the inning alive. Tough play for Riles. There was no way he was going to get to that. It's hit down the line. Tuffle winds up at second. And now a chance for Mackey Sasser. Sasser is 0 for 1. Why does Strawberry with 39 home runs get 2 home run chances on his card? I can only think because, remember, the seasons are different. Everything is rated according to the season he plays in. 77 is a much different season. And plus, he had a lot of pitchers that gave up. Remember, this is the 80s. The 80s is called the defensive era. Home runs in the 80s were really not as easy to get as they were in the 70s and, of course, in the 90s. That's my feeling on that. I understand what you're talking about. I do understand what you're talking about, but there are many games, like, for instance, there are many games where the home run, and also, we also got to remember, Brian B., a home run does not occur unless the pitcher gives up a fat pitch. Remember, in inside pitch, the pitcher has to give him a home run chance, although in this case, though, Strawberry has home runs without it. That does happen. So in this case, I'm thinking it was because of the different type of era, because the 70s is not the same thing as the 80s. Steeler fan joins us here at Shea Stadium. Krukow, 3-4. That's a pitcher result. That 12, though, is high. Sasser, 3-2. It's a ground ball hit to second base, and it will be Spire getting to there, and he will throw to first for the out. 3 runs on 4 hits. A big-time bomb, 2-run bomb by the Straw, and the Mets have a 3-1 lead here after 4. And yeah, 77 was an expansion year also, because you had the Mariners and you had the Blue Jays entering the league that year. A lot of people like to say, you take a look at the 1998 New York Yankees who won 100 and some odd, over 101, 114, 115 games. And yet they say that they would beat the 86 Mets in a best of 7. Well, when you play the Tampa Bay Devil Rays in your division 17 times, and I hate to say this, I'm not so sure. We go to the top of the 5th, Mets 3-1. Bob Brenly leads off for the G-Men. He's 0 for 1. Gooden will go ahead and pitch. Gooden, 4-3 against the righty. Strikeout plus, and he swing and a miss. Struck him out. And the doctor gets strikeout number 4. The doctor is in. And here comes Uribe. And if you're wondering who my favorite player is, Dwight Gooden is actually my favorite player of all time for the Mets. And a lot of people, I thought, would say, why not Tom Seaver? Because I really didn't get to see Seaver pitch when I was growing up. I did, in the early to mid 80s, but I didn't really see Seaver pitch in the 60s and the 70s and that kind of thing. But Dwight Gooden I follow big time. Here's Uribe. He's 0 for 1. That's why the 3 jerseys I picked up for the season, for my games, I got the Darryl Strawberry spring training jersey, the Gary Carter gray jersey, and the Dwight Gooden home jersey. Gooden will pitch. Gooden, 2-1, strikeout 8. He got him. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And that's strikeout number 5 for Gooden. 2 down. And now the batter is Krukow. You need the Giants to lose there, Steeler fans, so don't be thinking I'm rigging the game. You need the Giants to lose it. Krukow is 0 for 1, and the Giants did win this game historically. Gooden, 2-1, strikeout. Yep, he got Krukow's. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. The doctor strikes out the side. Strikeout number 6. And that retires a side going to the bottom of the 5th. David Vega joins us here at Shea Stadium. Wally Backman aggravated a hamstring. Yes, that's, as I said, he is not in the lineup tonight. Leading off for the Mets will be Dr. K. He is 0 for 1. Krukow will go ahead and pitch. Krukow, 3-5. That's a range play. Gooden gets the swing. 2-3. That's a base hit to right field, but it's a range play for Aldretti. His range is a 4. It is a 3. He will make the play and take a hit away from Gooden. That will be a fly out to right instead. 1 down. What am I doing? 1 out, and here comes Mookie, who had the greatest at-bat in World Series history. Krukow will go ahead and make the pitch. Krukow, 4-1, strikeout 13. Yes, he does get Wilson. That's a strikeout, 2 down. And that's strikeout number 5 for Krukow. He's also dealing pretty much. Now Jeffries. Jeffries is 1 for 2. Krukow will go ahead and make the pitch. And yes, Gooden, yep, I understand a healthy Davis would have been Hall of Famer. And of course, if Gooden and the Straw couldn't stay off the crap, they would also be going into the Hall. Krukow with the pitch. 3-6, that's a blank. Jeffries, 4-3, that's a ground ball hit to third base. And that'll be handled by Riles. And he will throw to first, and that is a 1-2-3 inning. A nice recovery inning by Krukow. Still 3-1 Mets after 5. You know, I got to say something about Gooden and Strawberry or whatever before I go on. While we were at the game on Sunday, me and Jester, I had a Mets fan behind me ask, because I was wearing, of course, I'm wearing a blue Strawberry spring training jersey from 1986. With the 25th anniversary patch on it. And the guy actually asked me, why am I wearing the jersey of a crack and cocaine addict? If I did not have Jester there, I would have probably went off a little bit on the guy. But then the guy said to me, what, do you forgive him for what he did or whatever? And I said to him, there's nothing for me to forgive him for. He didn't hurt me. He hurt himself. Was Strawberry one of the best players of that time? Yes, Darryl Strawberry was one of the best players in the league at that time during the 80s, absolutely. And Dwight Gooden was one of the best pitchers of that time. Gary Carter was one of the best catchers of that time. He annoyed me a little bit, but then he apologized and said, so you forgive him. I said, there was nothing to forgive him for. He's one of my favorites. I'm sad that he got dealt with the crap and all that, but that was his own fault. He didn't hurt me. He hurt himself. He hurt the fans a little bit, but all we wanted was for the man to get better. That's all. So sometimes I just don't get it. We go to the top of the 6th, 3-1 Mets here. I wanted to talk about that yesterday, but that wasn't the time to do it after seeing Jester. Top of the order for the G-men here is Brett Butler, who does not give a damn. He is 1 for 2. Mets lead 3-1. The Doctor pitching well so far. Gooden, 5-1, strikeout 15, no. Butler, 1-5 against the righty. Butler leads off with a double into right field. That'll bounce off the wall in the corner, and Butler will have his second hit of the game, and that's a leadoff double. Here comes Spire. Spire is 0 for 2. Infield will play back. Anything on the strat, Butler a 14, he will stay there. Butler was one of the better leadoff hitters ever. Gooden will go ahead and pitch. Gooden, 6-1, range play. Spire, 3-3. That's a ground ball hit to third, and that ball is hit to Jeffries. The infield is back. His range is a 2, and that is a 4. And that's going to be hit down the line. That'll be a double. Butler will come around and score. It's now 3-2. So a double past Jeffries as he couldn't make the play. And now the Mets have only a 1-run lead here. 2 consecutive doubles. Here comes Clark. Clark is 0 for 2. Infield is still back. The Doctor will pitch to Clark. Fans here at Shea Stadium hoping Gooden can get out of it. Gooden, 4-1 against the lefty. That's a blank. Clark, 6-5. That ball is hit to center field. That is a 14. And against the righty, he got all of it. Kaboom! That ball is high. That ball is deep. And that ball is gone. Home run, Will the Thrill Clark. Stadium and Section 518 groan. A 6-5 is a hit to center field. That is a 14, and that is a straight-off home run by Clark, and the Giants have now taken a 4-3 lead. So now a 4-3 lead for the G-Men, and Mitchell is up next. He is 1 for 2, and still nobody out here on the top of the 6th. The doctor will go ahead and make the pitch. Doctor, 5-4, that is a blank. Mitchell, 2-5, and that's a fly out to center field. Wilson, he'll get to this one and make the catch, 1 out. Next up is Aldretti, as world's worst gamer joins us here at Shea Stadium. Aldretti is 1 for 2. The doctor will pitch. 5-2, range play at the park. Shea Stadium, 6-5, ground ball hit to third. Once again, a chance for Jeffries. His range is a 2. That is a 1. Nice play by Jeffries. And he will throw to first to get the out, 2 down. Jeffries now makes the play he should have made earlier. And now here's Riles. Riles is 0 for 2. Gooden will go ahead and make the pitch. Gooden, 4-5, strikeout 5, swing and a miss, struck him out. He gets Riles, and that retires his side. That is strikeout number 7 for the doctor. But 3 runs on 3 hits, and a 2-run bomb by Will the Thrill, and the Giants have now taken a 4-3 lead. As we go to the bottom of the 6th, was Seaver and Gooden on the same team for 1 season? No. Seaver was on the Mets in 1983. Gooden did not. Gooden may have. I don't think Gooden pitched in 1983. 1984 was his rookie year. He may have pitched a game in 1983. I'm not 100% sure, but I can find out very, very fast. I don't think he did. No, he did not, because Seaver was only there for 1983, and Gooden's first year was 1984. So no, he did not pitch with Seaver. Maybe he pitched with him in a spring training game in 83 or something like that, but I wouldn't know that. Keith Hernandez leads off for the Mets, who should be in the Hall of Fame. Hernandez is 1 for 2. Krukow will make the pitch. Krukow, 2-2 against the lefty. That's blank. Hernandez, 1-2, and that's a fly out to left field. And Mitchell will get to that and make the play. 1 out. Here comes the straw. He hit a big-time bomb his last time up. A 2-run bomb, so now they're hoping Strawberry can do it again. 1 out here, bottom of the 6th here. Krukow, 3-2, strikeout 19, that is high. Strawberry, 4-4. Oh, I just missed it. That's a ground out to short. It'll be handled by Uribe, and that is 2 outs. 2 outs for K-Mac. McReynolds is 0 for 2. McReynolds really wasn't like that much in the Met clubhouse. Krukow, 1-6, strikeout 11, that is high. McReynolds, 3-1, that's a fly ball hit the left, and Mitchell will get to that one as well, and he'll make the catch. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Krukow. Giants lead 4-3 after 6. Question is, if the Mets can make the postseason, can this team win it? I'm not 100% sure about that. I understand they had a heck of a year in '88, but their range checks are not that good. They were not that great in the field. I don't know. Pitching would have to win it for the Mets. We go to the top of the seventh. Gooden back on the mound. Bob Brenly will lead off, and he is 0 for 2. Gooden still got a good amount in the tank. He is due to bat fourth in the seventh inning. Gooden with the pitch. Gooden 1-4 against the righty. Walk. The 18 is high. Brenly a 6-4, and he hits one to center field. That is an 11, but that's going to be too high. Coming in will be Mookie, and he'll make the catch. So Brenly gets under that one. The next batter is Uribe, and Uribe is 0 for 2. The doctor will go ahead and pitch. The doctor, 6-2, home run chance against a switch left, a 1-7. The 7 is good. Uribe needs a 2 in order to get it out of there. He won't. That's 19. Uribe, 4-4, and instead he chops it to short. Easy play for Johnson, 2 down. Gooden does make a mistake with it, but Uribe just probably didn't know what was coming. The next batter is Krukow. Krukow, he can pitch to 3 more batters before he tires. And I'm going to let him pitch. If there were runners on base, I would pinch it for him. But I will let him pitch the bottom of the seventh. Gooden will go ahead and pitch. Gooden, 5-6, strikeout 17. Believe it or not, that's high. Krukow, 1-4. That's a ground ball hit to short. Johnson will take care of it, toss it over to first. And a 1-2-3 inning by the doctor. But the Giants have a 1-run lead in this big game here in the National League. We are at the 7th inning stretch. Sing, take me out to the ball game. I'll be right back. Don't forget, we got 10-minute ticker coming up after tonight's game. Our next game tomorrow will be August 31st. It will be the last game of the month of August. The 1988 pennant race is right around the corner. We're going to SoCal, or actually NorCal, I should say, and see the Oakland Athletics at Oakland Coliseum. But they're going to face the Boston Red Sox, a big game in the American League. The Boston Red Sox will have Mike Smithson on the mound, and Storm Davis will go for the Athletics tomorrow. That's a big game in the AL. Red Sox are right up there with the 5 top teams in the AL East trying to make the postseason. The Athletics lead the AL West. A big game tomorrow night. The Red Sox and the Athletics. Tell all your Red Sox fans that their team at the Bo Sox are on the board tomorrow night. They're the favorite American League team. 70s and 80s. I like Kansas City, like Harvey's Wallbangers, Brewers team. My 70s and 80s team, believe it or not, was the New York Yankees because I lived up in New York. I was a young kid. And in the 70s and the 80s, I did like the Yankees. They were my favorite team in the 70s and 80s. When they started to become the Galactic Empire, that's when I started souring on them. But the Yankees actually are my favorite team from the 70s and the 80s. Watching Reggie Jackson, Sparky Lyle, Catfish Hunter, Mickey Rivers, Greg Nettles, Donnie Baseball, watching the team back up there, Willie Randolph, Thurman Munson. Those are the 70s and 80s Yankees are the teams I would play from that era. Bottom of the seventh, Giants lead 4-3 here. Howard Johnson will lead off for the Mets. He is 1 for 2, a single, and got an extra base on an error. Krukow, he will pitch here. 4-3, Giants lead the Mets in a very big game. Krukow with the pitch. 4-4, strikeout 10, and he got Hojo. Struck him out. That is strikeout number 6 for Krukow. 1 down. Next up is Tuffle. Tuffle 1 for 2 with a double his last time up. Krukow with the pitch. Krukow 1-6, strikeout. The 15 is high. Tuffle 2-4, and that's a fly out to left field. Kevin Mitchell, he'll get to it and put it away. 2 down. Now Sasser. Sasser is 0 for 2. He will bat. Krukow will go ahead against Sasser. Fans here at Shea Stadium hoping the Mets can still get this done. Krukow with the pitch. 3-5, range play. Sasser, 1-4. That's a base hit past short, but it's a range play for Uribe. His range is a 3. It is a 5. It will be a single for Sasser, and that will keep the inning alive. So that is a base hit, and now Krukow is tired. Dwight Gooden is next to bat, but that's going to be it for him. You got a runner on base. Gooden will come out of the game. So he will be done, and the Mets will go to the bench. And coming on to pinch it for the Mets will be Nails Lenny Dykstra. 270 average, 8 homers, 33 RBIs. So Lenny Dykstra will come up to bat against Krukow. Krukow will pitch to him. 2 outs here, bottom of the 7th inning, 4-3. Mets are going to go to the bullpen here. Krukow sets up against Dykstra. Strategy roll. That's a 4. Sasser stays put. Krukow will go ahead and make the pitch. Krukow, 3-4. Pitcher result. That 4 is going to be an out. And that is a ground ball hit to first base. Will Clark will get it. He'll take it himself. And that ends the inning. No runs and a hit for the Mets. And it's still 4-3 after 7. Did I read Dykstra's book? No, I did not. If you guys want to read a great book, I recommend that one. The Bad Guys Won by Jeff Pearlman. This is about the 86 Mets. You want to read maybe one of the funniest books about baseball, about one team, this is it. Read that. Trust me, you'll be falling off your chair laughing, because I almost did. We go to the top of the 8th inning. Leading off for the Giants will be Brett Butler. And let's see, Mets need a pitcher. They got left, right, left coming up. So the Mets are going to go with a lefty here, I think. Or will they? Let's see what they want to do here. I just don't know if I want to bring him in just yet. You know what? They'll bring him in. The Mets will go with a lefty, at least for this inning. Coming on to pitch for the Mets is going to be Bob McClure. 2 wins, 3 losses, 3 saves, a 5.40 ERA. McClure was with the Montreal Expos early in the season. He is now a Met. And McClure will be the second pitcher for the Mets. So here comes Bob McClure. Brett Butler will lead off. And Butler is 2 for 3, a single and a double. Orozco is not on the Mets in 88. He is a Dodger. McClure, 6-6, strikeout 9. Nope, that barely just misses. Butler, a 2-1. It's a fly out to center field. And Mookie will get to it and make the catch for the out. 1 down. Next up is Spire. Spire is 1 for 3. He has a double. McClure will go ahead and make the pitch. McClure, 2-3. That's blank. Spire, 2-2. And that's a fly out to left field. Coming in is K-Mac. McReynolds will get to it and put it away. 2 outs. Now Will the Thrill. He had a 3-run bomb his last time up that put the Giants ahead. He is 1 for 3. McClure will go ahead and pitch to Clark. 2 outs here. And McClure, if the Mets do make the postseason, McClure does have enough innings pitched, I think, if he is active at the end of the year to make the roster. That's right. Bob McClure was a Met at this time in 1988. Didn't see much of him, though. He didn't make many appearances in that year. But I'm using him here as lefty on lefty. McClure, I'm taking a chance, actually. Probably should have brought in Leach or Myers. McClure will pitch to Clark. McClure, 2-5. That's a base hit right past the pitcher, and Clark gets a single. That's the chance you take. So a base hit for Clark. And now the batter is Mitchell. Mitchell does not hit lefties very well. He is 1 for 3. McClure will stay out there and try to get this inning done. Strategy rolls are still active, and that is a 9. Clark will stay put. McClure will go ahead and make the pitch to Mitchell. McClure, 1-2. Home run result against the lefty. Mitchell's a 14, but he missed it. That's a 17. Oh, boy, did I dodge a bullet. Mitchell, 3-4, and it's a fly ball deep to left field. Going backward is McReynolds. He's at the track, and he's at the wall, and he will make the catch. And McClure wipes his brow. Fly out to left, inning over, no runs and a hit. As McClure did put one right over the plate, but Mitchell got under it just by a few feet. We go to the bottom of the 8th. And that's the chance I took. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Mookie Wilson leads off. Krukow is tired. That will be it for him. The Giants have got what they wanted out of him. The G-men will go to the bullpen. And let's see, they got switch left coming up. And I think a lefty may be the better choice here. Or maybe, they would go with him. Coming on to pitch for the Giants is going to be Craig Lefferts. 3 wins, 8 losses, 11 saves, a 2.92 ERA. Lefferts will be the second San Fran pitcher. Krukow leaves with the win. So Craig Lefferts gets on the mound for the G-men. Bottom of the 8th inning, 4-3. Can the Mets get something going here? Lefferts, 1-5, strikeout 19, that is high. Wilson, 1-5, that's a ground out to short, taken care of by Uribe, and that is out number 1. Wilson is 0 for 4 tonight. Here's Jeffries. Jeffries is 1 for 3. Lefferts goes ahead and deals. Lefferts, 5-2. Home run chance. Switch right. 1-4. That is a 1. And against the lefty, Jeffries has got a 20. Jeffries just tied this game up. Kaboom! That ball is high. That ball is deep. And that ball is gone. Home run, Greg Jeffries. Stadium and Section 518 cheer. Yay! Against a switch right, a 1-4 is a home run chance. That is a 1. And against the lefty, Jeffries is a 20. We're tied at 4. Greg Jeffries ties the game up. As I said, one of the reasons why he was highly touted. And that takes the doctor off the hook. And the batter now is Hernandez, who should be in the Hall of Fame. He's 1 for 3. Jeffries goes ahead and ties this game up at 4. Lefferts will go ahead and make the pitch. Lefferts, 5-3. That's at the park. Shea Stadium, 2-5. That's a single plus to center field and a possible double. Oh, that's it. Was that at 2-5? Was that at the park? Was that a range play at the park? That was at the park, right? Brian B., was that at the park? Was that a range play at the park? Do you remember? Did you catch that? Was that a range play at the park or just at the park? I really got to pay attention sometimes. I'm going to say that was just at the park. So it's a single plus to center field. Hernandez, though, has to try for second. Center fielder is Butler, is a +1 arm. Hernandez, base runner 3. Okay, no problem. A 1-4, he'll make second base. And I'm rolling a D20 for some odd reason. That is a 1, he'll get there. Hernandez turns on the Jets, and he will get to second base. So now the go-ahead run is in scoring position. And here comes the straw. Strawberry is 1 for 3. And that may be it for Lefferts. And well, actually, lefty on lefty. Lefferts is going to pitch to him. 1 out here. Hernandez on at second base. A tie ball game by Jeffries. And now the go-ahead run at second. Strawberry against Lefferts. They will pitch to him. 1 out. Fans here at Shea Stadium suddenly know that a bad pitch to Strawberry, that one's going to the moon. Strategy roll. And that is an 18, no play. I was right. Thank you there, JT Dutch. And JT Dutch is here at Shea Stadium. Nothing happening. Lefferts will pitch to Strawberry. Lefferts, 3-6, strikeout, 18. That's high. Strawberry will swing. 1-1, and it's a ground ball to third. It's a ground out to third base. The throw goes to first for out number 2. And Hernandez will stay at second, 2 down. So a ground out to third. And now a chance for K-Mac. McReynolds is 0 for 3. He is due. 2 men down. Go ahead run at second base. Nothing on Strat. Lefferts will pitch to him. Fans here at Shea Stadium going a little nuts. Section 518 going a little nuts. Lefferts ready to pitch. Lefferts 5-1. Error on a throw. McReynolds 4-5. And that's going to be a base hit to center field. McReynolds, it's a single to center. Hernandez, a base runner 3. With 2 outs becomes a 4. Single to center, +3 is a 7. There's not going to be an error. There won't be a throw. Hernandez comes around and scores. Mets take the lead. Stadium and Section 518 cheer. Yay! An RBI single by K-Mac puts the Mets ahead. And now the batter is Howard Johnson, and that will be it for Lefferts. The Giants will go ahead to the bullpen, as now it's a 5-4 lead by the Mets. And they're probably going to bring in another lefty here. And coming on to pitch for the Giants is going to be Roger Samuels. 1 win, 2 losses, no saves. A 3.47 ERA. As they're going to go with Samuels. So Roger Samuels will go up against Hojo here. Bottom of the 8th, 5-4. The Mets come back here in the bottom of the 8th. This is a game of the year candidate. Samuels will pitch to Johnson. Johnson does not hit well against lefties, but Johnson will stay in there. Or will he? Now he will. Samuels will go up against Johnson. Johnson, though, has still got very good home run power. Strategy roll. That is a 3. McReynolds does get the steal sign. 20-0, and Brenly a +1, and the Mets are going to send McReynolds. They're going to send him. The only way he's out is on a 20. And that is a 1. That could be an error on Brenly. His error rating is a 10. That's a 5, and he throws it into center field, and McReynolds is going to third. McReynolds gets a stolen base, and that is an E2 on Brenly's. He throws that wild, and that is the second error on the Giants. So McReynolds goes to third base now, and Mal Samuel's got to be careful of a wild pitch. Yeah, I don't know much about him either, Roger Samuels. So now Johnson 1 for 3, and now with 2 outs, re-roll the strat. That's a 7. McReynolds will stay where he is. Samuels will go ahead and make the pitch to Johnson, and here comes the pitch. Samuels 5-3, strikeout 20. That is high. Johnson will swing. 2-1. He hits one to center field. That is an 18 no, and that is way too high against the lefty. It's a fly ball to center, and Butler's going to get there and make the catch and retire the side. 2 runs, 3 hits, an RBI single by McReynolds, and a solo bomb by Greg Jeffries. 5-4 Mets after 8. But will we see some 9th inning magic? We know that Section 518 does not want to see any 9th inning magic. Top of the 9th inning, leading off for the Giants will be Mike Aldretti. Mets go into the bullpen. They will bring out the closer. And that year was Randy Myers. 7 wins, 3 losses, 26 saves, a 1.72 ERA. Myers trying to get the save to try to get this game here in the books. Randy Myers against Aldretti. Question is, will Aldretti bat? And I'm going to say, let's see, Aldretti is in what? He is in right field? I'm going to say no. Aldretti's going to come back out of the game, and coming into pinch hit for the Giants is going to be Robbie Thompson. He hits lefties better. 264 average, 7 homers, 48 RBIs. Thompson will pinch hit for Aldretti. Candy Maldonado will take over at right field if the game goes any further. So please don't tell me I'm rigging it. Myers will go up against Thompson now in the top of the 9th. 5-4. Robbie Thompson, very good against lefties. Fans here at Shea Stadium hoping for a quick inning. Myers with the pitch. 5-4. Strikeout 4. He got him. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. He goes ahead and gets Thompson on a K. And that is the first out. 1 out. And now the batter is Brenly. We'll probably see a pinch hitter for him as well. And let's see who they're going to bring in. And, yep, they'll go with him. Brenly's going to come out of the game. And coming on to pinch hit for the Giants will be Donnell Nixon. That's a ringer card. 346 average, no homers, 6 RBIs. Donnell Nixon will now pinch hit. Bob Melvin will take over at catcher if the game goes any further. So now Donnell Nixon against Myers. 1 out. 5-4 here, Mets. Myers trying to go ahead and get the game in the books. Myers, 3-2. That's at the park. Shea Stadium, 1-2. It's a ground out to short. Getting over there is Johnson. He takes care of it. Throws the first 2 outs. And that was huge that was at the park. Now 2 down, and the last chance for the G-men will be Brett Butler. I'm sorry, not Butler. What am I talking about? Not Butler. Let me see here. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Melvin takes over there in case. And now it is Uribe. Nope, it's Riles. So Ernie Riles is the last chance. Riles is 0 for 3. Riles will bat with a 277 average. He'll go up against Myers. 2 men down. Mets lead 5-4. Fans here at Shea Stadium are on their feet. Section 518 waving that Mets number 1 finger. Myers looking in on Riles. Fans are hoping for this one. Myers gets up, and now he winds up, and here comes the pitch. 2-6. That's a pitcher result. That is a 10. And against the lefty, that's going to be an out. The Mets are going to do it. It's a fly ball to center field. Mookie Wilson will come in a couple of steps. He gets under it, puts out his glove. Block. And the ball falls into it. That's your game. The Mets will have a happy recap. And it will be a 5-4 win for the Metropolitans. Stadium and Section 518 cheer. Yay! A 1-2-3 inning by Myers as the Mets will win a 5-4 game here at Shea Stadium, and that is a big win. That is a big win. And I don't know why you're saying rigged, because you needed the Giants to lose. A win there for the Mets. They beat the Giants 5-4, and a heck of a game here at Shea Stadium. And I'll definitely take the win. Now we'll see what the ticker has. Final line score coming up. For the Mets, 5 runs on 9 hits and no errors. For the Giants, 4 runs on 7 hits and 2 errors. And that error in the 8th inning was big. That was a big error, which did a lot, well, actually wasn't big. We'd already got him to third base. The winning pitcher is Bob McClure. He gets the win in this game. And Craig Lefferts takes the loss. Randy Myers will wind up with the save. A big victory for the Mets here at Shea Stadium as they will beat the G-Men. But the question is, will this win mean anything? We're going to find out. 10-minute ticker coming right up. And yes, you guys do know that, yes, I do get a little extra excited when the Mets are on the board, yes. Dwayne Martz joins us here at the 10-minute ticker. I'm good with being rigged doesn't change the fact that it was rigged. I love you, Matt. I really, really do. It is now time for the 10-minute ticker, brought to you by FastScore Baseball. So the Mets will take a 5-4 win over the G-Men, and that is a big win for the Mets, not only because it is a win, but the Mets now have a 3-2 record on the board. And with the Cardinals right with them, St. Louis is 1-4 on the board. So if the Mets tie with the Cardinals for third, the Mets will get in, at least at this time. Let's see how the rest of the ticker goes. August 28th, Yankees and the Angels. Yankees 15-41, that is 5. Angels 14-12, and that is 1. That's a win for the Yankees. Cleveland and the White Sox. Indians 13-36, that is 4. White Sox 13-11, that's 0, and a win for the Tribe. Minnesota and Kansas City. These two teams are right next to each other in the AL West. Minnesota 13-63, and that is 8. Royals 5-54, and that is 5. And at this moment, Minnesota is in second. Kansas City is in third. Detroit at Milwaukee. Tigers 11-25, and that is 3. Brewers 10-13, and that's 1. That's another loss for Milwaukee. The Yankees are about to take first place in the AL East. Baltimore at Oakland. Baltimore 455, and that is 5. Athletics 1535, and that is also 5. They will tie. Going to extras. Baltimore rolls a 6 plus 0. Oakland rolls a 4 plus 0, and that's actually a win for the Orioles. Red Sox and the Mariners. Red Sox 1423, and that is 3. Mariners 724, and that is 2. That is a win for the Bo Sox. Red Sox, we got a 5-team log jam in the AL East. Toronto at Texas. Toronto 1442, and that is 5. Rangers 316, and that is 1, and that's a win for the Bluebirds. Cubs and the Braves. Cubs 1741, and that is 5. Atlanta 754, and that is 5. That is also a 5, and they will tie. And they will tie here. Cubs roll a 5. Cubs roll a 5. -1 is 4. Atlanta rolls a 4. -2 is 2. And that's going to be a win for the Cubs. Cubs are actually playing a little better right now, but way too late. Cardinals and the Reds. I need Brian B's Reds to win this game. Cardinals 4-12, and that is 0. Reds 10-31, and that is 3. That game belongs to the Reds, and the Mets retake 3rd. Pittsburgh at Houston. Now, can Steeler fans, Astros, get right past the Giants now? The Pirates lead the NL East. They could be very interesting in a postseason. Pirates 10-44, and that is 5. Astros 5-41, and that is 3. The Pirates will beat the Stros. Padres and the Expos. Padres 143, and that is 3. Expos 732, and that is also 3. They will tie. Let's see here. San Diego rolls a 4 plus 0. Expos roll a 6. -1 is 5. And the Expos will win it in extras. Dodgers and the Phillies. Suddenly the Dodgers are now winning a lot of games. Do they have enough time? Dodgers 826, and that is 3. Phillies 141, and that is also 3. They will tie. They will tie. Dodgers roll a 5 plus 0. Phillies roll a 6 plus 0, and the Phillies will beat the Dodgers. On to August 29th. Baltimore, California. Orioles 765, and that is 8. Angels 1431, and that is 4. That's a bad loss for the Halos. Detroit at the White Sox. Tigers 1465, and that is 9. White Sox 1154, and that is 6. And that's a win for the Cats. Cleveland and the Royals. Indians 841, and that is 4. Royals 1422, that is 3. And that's a win for the Tribe. The Royals take a bad loss. Toronto at Milwaukee, big series in the AL East. Blue Jays 1356, and that is 7. The Brewers 1234, and that is 4, and that's a win for the Blue Jays. The Brewers suddenly are struggling mightily at this moment. Boston at Oakland. Red Sox 1265, that is 9. Oakland 824, and that is 2. Another win for the Bo Sox. Yankees and Seattle. Yankees 1151, and that is 5. Mariners 2032, and that is also 5. There will be extras. Yankees roll a 4 plus 0. Seattle rolls a 1. -1 is 0, and that will be a win for the Yankees. Minnesota at Texas. Twins 1351, that is 6. Rangers 823, and that is 2. And the Twins will get a big win there. St. Louis at Atlanta. As a Mets fan, I need the Braves to beat the Cardinals. Cardinals 10-65, and that is going to be 8. Braves 7-46, and that is 4, and the Cardinals will win that game. Pittsburgh and the Reds, another big series in the National League. Pirates 3-16, and that is 1. Reds 5-36, and that is 3, and that game belongs to the Reds. Cubs and the Astros. The Astros had a lot of problems with the Cubs the last time these two played. Cubs 11-42, and that is 4. Astros 7-55, not this time. The Astros will get the win. Dodgers and the Expos, another big series. Dodgers 6-35, and that is 3. Expos 7-44, and that is 4. A win for the Expos, another loss for the Dodgers. Padres and the Mets. Mets now got to win this game to stay ahead of the Cardinals. Padres -162, and that is 5. But the Mets have a 765, and that is 8. And the Mets will at least have 2 happy recaps tonight. Giants in Philadelphia. Giants 15-15, and that is 2. Phillies 9-25, and that is 3. The Phillies have been playing some spoiler lately. That's a win for the Phils. On to August 30th, Baltimore at California. Orioles 6-45, and that is 4. Angels 11-62, and that is 7. The Halos will get the win. Detroit at the White Sox. Detroit 14-63, and that is 8. The White Sox 7-51, and that is 5. And that is a win for the Cats. Detroit getting back up there. Cleveland and Kansas City, big game for the Royals. Cleveland 15-32, and that is 4. Royals 8-23, and that is 2. The Tribe will beat Kansas City. Toronto and Milwaukee, a big series continues here. The Brewers are struggling suddenly right now. Toronto 3-23, and that is 2. Brewers 7-32, and that is 3. And the Brewers will break that streak. Boston at Oakland, we have these two tomorrow night. Red Sox 11-32, and that is 3. Athletics 8-22, and that is 2. Another win for the Boston Red Sox. Here come the Red Hose. Yankees and the Mariners. Yankees 22-65, and that should be a win. That's 11. Mariners 14-45, and that is 5. Another win for the Bronx Bombers. Minnesota and the Rangers. Minnesota 13-23, and that is 3. Rangers 363, and that is 6. That's a win for the Rangers. Cardinals and the Braves. Again, the Mets need Atlanta to win this. Cardinals 16-61, and that is 8. The Braves 9-56, and that is 6. And another win for the Redbirds. Pirates and the Reds. Reds trying to stay ahead of San Diego in the NL West. Pirates 3-56, and that is 5. The Reds 12-52, and that is 6. And another win goes to the Reds. Cubs and the Astros. Cubs 14-14, and that is 2. Astros 13-55, and that is 6. And another rigged win for the Astros. Dodgers and the Expos. Dodgers and the Expos, again, another big game. The Dodgers are below 500. They cannot finish with less than 80 wins. 80 losses. Dodgers will play. Dodgers 6-63, and that is 6. Expos -121, and that's 1, and the Dodgers will get the win. Padres and the Mets. Mets got to stay with them here. We already have 2 happy recaps. Will we have a third? Padres 345, and that is 3. Mets 543, and that is 4. And the Mets will have a happy recap. They win 3 in a row tonight. Padres and the Phillies, but yet they still have a half-game lead on the Cardinals. Giants and the Phillies, a big game there. Giants 13-34, and that is 4. Phillies 6-23, and that is 2. That will be a win for the G-Men. And what a big night of 10-minute ticker. That is your 10-minute ticker. If your team won tonight, congratulations. If they didn't, there's always tomorrow. Tomorrow will be August 31st. It will be the final game in the month of August, and then we will be entering the pennant race. Tomorrow night will be at Oakland Coliseum as the Boston Red Sox will take on the Oakland Athletics. Mike Smithson will go for the Red Sox, and Storm Davis will go for Oakland. It's a big game for the Red Sox as they continue to try to stay up there with the tops in the AL East. Oakland still leads the AL West. They're running away with it, but they got to continue to win. Smithson, Davis, Boston, and Oakland. Be there or be square. No, it's not there, Brian B. It's still one game. It's still one game per 3 days in September until the final week. The final week is one game per day. Brian B., Steeler fan, Brian Patterson, Frank Rosenk, World's Worst Gamer, Dwayne Martz, Clee Baseball fan, J.T. Dutch, John Haverly, Texag 75, David Vega, Doug Hunt, and Sean 1113, and and Bob's Tabletop Sports, Dan Jeremy Brooks. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Please leave a like on your way out to the turnstiles. Subscribe if you've not done so, and make sure you hit the bell. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong, and we'll see you guys tomorrow night. It is a happy recap for the New York Mets. They beat the Giants tonight 5-4. This race is going to go down to the wire. It's still anybody's playoff positions, as we're now only 1 day away from the beginning of the pennant race. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. Take care.